Thank you, and let's welcome back to the Jimmy Dean stage our friends River City Taiko.
Domo arigato, thank you very much. We are River City Taiko. I'm Alistair, I'm the director of River City Taiko. We have a great show for you today. What we're going to play is a variety of songs. Many of them are based on older compositions that have been sort of made new for the concert stage. So for instance, kagura, temple music, or festival music. And many of them are original compositions, maybe written in the last 50 or even 20 years. So the first song that we played, Toshiko and I were playing a song called Michiyuki, which means down the road, and we were playing it in kaito-ryu style, so we had a big drum and a small drum, and I was playing right-handed, Toshiko played left-handed. And then we went into a song called Matsuri. Matsuri is the Japanese word for festival, and again, a lot of music for taiko is related to festivals. That particular song is very, very popular, and it's based on festival rhythms from in and around Tokyo. So there are actually a lot of people from Tokyo who know a version of that song. So at the very end of today, what we're going to do is we're going to invite people to come up on stage to try out some of the taiko themselves. So if you're interested in that, please stick around. The next song we're going to play is called Renshu, and this was originally written in San Francisco at San Francisco Taiko Dojo, the first taiko dojo in North America. And it started out as sort of a learning drill, and it became pretty cool to play. So it turned into a song in its own right. So what you're going to see is the drummers start out with very simple rhythms, and then they layer extra technique on until it gets really quite dynamic and not always easy to play. So this is Renshu. I hope you enjoy. Again, the River City Taiko. Thank you for coming. Thank you again. That was Renshu. Again, Renshu is the Japanese word for practice, and that was written in San Francisco Taiko Dojo, the first Taiko Dojo in North America that started about 1968, 1969. The next song we're going to play was written by Daihachi Oguchi. So Taiko in Japan, it had grown old and sort of felt like out of touch for a lot of people, particularly younger people. And Daihachi Oguchi was one of the people who, starting in the 1950s and into the 60s and 70s, he started creating new music and getting people interested in Taiko again. And this is perhaps his most famous song, called Hiryu-san Nagaishi. And it's related to the Osua shrine, where he found music and started teaching. And there's a dragon at the shrine. The story about this shrine is there's a dragon that descends 3 times. So Sanan, Ichi, San. You see the number 3 occur in this piece a lot. And you'll see the gates of the shrine opening and closing as the drummers move. We'll start with a short prayer that goes along with the Osua shrine. Again, this is Hiryu-san Nagaishi. Thank you very much. Again, that was Hiri-san Nagaishi. So far, most of the songs you've seen have been on drums on down stands or beta stands like this. We'll do a couple more like that, or actually one more like that, and then we'll start moving the drums onto some different positions and utilizing some other drums as well. So again, that was Hiri-san Nagaishi. It's also a very popular song among North American taiko groups and other taiko groups worldwide. The next song we're going to play is called Nagara Seiryu no Boriyuchi. We frequently just call it Seiryu. It's based on festival rhythms from around Gifu. So near there's a bunch of rivers that go through the plain, the low-lying areas. And around the rivers you have fish that go upstream and then they come back downstream. And there's a festival that commemorates that. Lots of festivals in Japan and around the world have some feature like that they sort of piggyback on to tell the story of why they're celebrating. So what you're going to see with these drums, they represent the river, and what you're going to see, the drummers represent the fish, and they're going to go upstream in one direction, and then go and turn around and go back downstream. So I hope you, again, a lot of modern taiko music is basically sort of lifted out of kabura temple music or festival music like this for a song like Seiryu. Thank you very much. Again, that was Nagara Seiryu Nobori based on festival music. So now we're going to shift gears a little bit and start playing some of the same drums but on different stands. So what you're going to see us do as we switch to a song called Yodan is we're going to take the big drum in the center that's up on the upstand and move it into the center, and then we're going to set another couple drums on either side of it. So this is an interesting song. It's a very popular song called Yodan Ichi. And if you count in Japanese, ich, ni, san, yon, yon is 4. And so Yodan, the yo, means 4 down, 4 sides. So we're gonna have 3 drums set up here, and we're gonna have 6 drummers playing 4 sides of these drums. So this is this is a new song that was written in the 60s by Oeru Shigeroku Daiko. We can turn that stand around. Written by Oeru Shigeroku Daiko, which is one of the early groups in Japan that started writing new compositions for Taiko. And and some of their compositions were fairly acrobatic. And this is one of them. So what you're going to be seeing is we're going to be playing some fairly simple rhythms, somewhat repetitive, but the choreography is pretty dynamic. This has become a very, very popular, again, another popular song among North American taiko groups, and it really shows off sort of more of the dance side of taiko. A lot of what you see us doing on stage is sort of this marriage between dance and music, or movement and percussion, and this is a very good example of this. Again, this is Yodan. Stick around if you would like to try out the drums at the very end. We'll have you come up here and exit there, and we'll try out the drums for yourselves. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm going to stall a little bit while I catch my breath. So the last two songs we played, the first one with the big drum on the floor there, Miyake, is from the island of Miyake. And the second song we played with the drums, they're just being moved away right now. It's called Asa. Asa is a big festival in Okinawa. The rhythms for Asa that we played are very loosely based on slower flute rhythms from Okinawa, but that's where the basic inspiration comes from. And Miyake, the bigger drum, that's become a very popular song as well, but it's played sort of like that in festivals where people take turns playing the drum. They play that simple rhythm over and over and over again. Miyake is about 100 or 200 miles south of Tokyo in the Pacific Ocean. And Okinawa is, of course, much farther south to the west. What we're going to play now is we're going to do a medley of songs. Some of them are from Hachijo Island, which is also south of Tokyo, but again, 100 or 200 miles. It's an island where samurai used to be sent into exile. There are a lot of islands like that in Japan where you would be exiled off of the mainland and be sent to Sado Island or Hachijo Island. So there are a lot of songs from Hachijo Island based on yearning and missing of loved ones. The first song will be Hana Hachijo, played by two drummers. That's an original composition by Taiko Kojima, but it's based on ideas from Hachijo. And then we'll do a katana demonstration, swordsmanship, and we will cut some, or actually our partners, Scott and Matt, will cut some tatami mats. And then we will move into a medley of songs from Hachijo, including Oyuchi, which is another strong song from Oeru Sukuroku Daiko. We're getting near the end of our set list. So again, if you'd like to stick around afterwards, we'll invite you up this way. You can try the drums for yourself and exit that way. You can also go to the Education Center and find out more about us and the people who are doing katana on stage with us. Thank you very much for coming.
皆さん、こんにちは。日本建設教室の高橋ことです。Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this amazing performance. What do you think of the Taiko drumming so far? I'm from New Jersey. We don't have a Taiko group like this in New Jersey. Anybody else from New Jersey in the house? So my name is Scott Takahashi. I teach the Japanese sword art study program out of RVA Katana at 1909 West Cary in the Fan. And it's a non-denominational sort of Japanese sword art that focuses on history, language, culture, and philosophy in addition to the sword. So my student Matt here just the other day was telling me how he said, since the sword really is a lens to a greater part of the culture. And boy, I think he's absolutely right. What do you think, Matt?
I agree.
So Matt, how long have you been training?
I've been training for 8 months about.
8 months, not bad for anyone's age. 8 months preparing with Taiko.
When I met him, I showed up and just pants and a shirt and a sword, and he turned me into this.
Just add water. So what have you learned so far? What do you think about your experience?
Well, it's like you said, I'm really honored, first of all, to be on the stage with everybody in front of this community. Like I said, I was hoping when I met him to just learn how to swing a sword, basically. And like you said, every class there's history, there's philosophy, like you said, there's language too. And it's much more than I could have hoped for. And it's been a wonderful experience.
Yeah, it's tons of fun. The class is only $12 a class. There's no hidden fees, no silly titles or ranks. You just show up in something loose and comfortable and have fun. The mindset is exploring and discovering. So we're going to be at the Education Center afterwards with RVA Katana. John Kang is there. He's a tremendous asset to the community, along with my wife, Kyomi Takahashi, with her Japanese calligraphy. So definitely go over and check that out. Hopefully get a chance to talk to you. So minasan, arigatou gozaimashita.
us on stage, which was super awesome. And then we played a song called Omiyage, we just finished up with. You can actually see Toshiko made stands out of styrofoam, and if you read them, Omiyage. Omiyage means gift, and this was a song that was written about 20 years ago, so it's a modern composition, and it was written as a gift to the Taiko community. So for some songs, you have to get permission to play them, so you have to be taught by the right person and pay for a workshop from the right person. But this was gifted to the Taiko community, and anybody who can write it can play it. So that is our second to last song. For our last song, we're going to play a song called Yatai Bayashi. So Yatai Bayashi, our final song. These drums at the festival in Chichibu, just up in the mountains outside of Tokyo, the drums are inside this float, and so the drummers have to sit really and make a small profile in front of the drums to play them as the yatai goes down, straight down the street, and when it turns, we play the smaller drums that you see back there. We're also going to do a couple of solos on the very, very big drum because we don't get to use it much. And so this is Yatai Bayashi with Odaiko solos and Tame Ire, and then back to Yatai Bayashi. Again, thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much to Perkinson Center, and please come on up and try out the drums yourself if you'd like to. You can also go to the Education Center and talk to some of us there. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. This is River City Taiko, everyone. Thank you very much.